Hello and welcome everybody to 1993. In 1993, Bernard Langer won the Masters. If you remember the 90s like I do, you'll remember a few movies came out that really changed my life and I still watch today. Things like, I don't know, Jurassic Park. Are you kidding me? What about Schindler's List? Have you heard of this movie called The Nightmare Before Christmas and watch it, I don't know, twice a year and not during the holidays? I mean, it was a huge epic year. Sleepless in Seattle, Groundhog Day, Do I Need to Continue? 1993 was like the pinnacle of like, let's be awesome 90s. And Honma comes out with this. This is the LB60, the 606, the linebacker 606. What does that mean? I don't know. Let's get this on the review table and have a closer look. There is a lot to take in here. It seems pretty simple, but let's move through this real quick. All right. So for starters, it is a cavity back, and it's a stepped cavity back. And so this portion right here where it says LB606 cavity back, it looks like that's hand finished. I mean, that's what metal looks like when I sand it. So to me, that's an interesting, like, is that hand finished? It's pretty cool. The gold lettering here. I've also seen these with lots of gold, but this one has the black Hero Han or whatever that says. And then there's this black fill in this gold medallion instead of just being all gold. I'm not sure what that's all about. There will be somebody out there who's an expert in Honma. You can let us know. But either way, it's really interesting, like the detail here. I'm not sure what that logo even is. But it's really interesting and really just clean and kind of subtle. Looking at the sole, here's the Honma, but on the O, there is like a design here. I'm not sure what I'm looking at there, but it's really cool. There's like all this detail put in the logo. The face, on the other hand, is very straightforward. It looks like stainless steel. It's supposed to be soft cast, as my understanding, and look at these solid black lines. I mean, it's just very clean. The quality on these scoring lines is pretty impressive for the era. In the early 90s, there are some clubs that the score lines aren't ideal. You know, they're not like perfectly shaped in perfect depth and perfect width all the way across, but these are pretty good. I just want to show you kind of toe profile, heel profile. Spin around the club here real quick. Kind of this pointy edge right here on the toe. And the only thing on the hosel, it's very plain. It just says this tiny little stamp that says made in Japan. I imagine that changed as they get more ornate. Look at this black ferrule with this really dark, it might just have faded, but there's this like really dark, like, is that gold? Hard to tell. It looks kind of brown right now. Ring around that ferrule. Pretty interesting. And I don't know if you'll be able to see the detail. I might take a picture if it doesn't show up on video, but this shaft has these lines that run up like a pinstripe suit, just really fine lines that run up through here. And again, those of you that know more about this will probably be able to inform us in the comments, but it says titanium carbon M30, high, does it say technology shaft by Honma? R1. Okay, I don't know what all that's about. And then the label, it says more. So it says T800 boron M50. What's M50? I mean, this one says M30. I don't know. Anyway, this one says M50. R1, you know, made in Japan, all this interesting stuff. Honma, it's just really cool. There's that Honma logo again. This has the original grip. You can see the Honma branding right here. Cavity, you know, look at this. There's purple in here. It's really interesting. This particular club. So it's like this, it looks like it's a cord. It looks like there's some cords underneath here. So a really interesting looking club. And I'm interested to read all of your knowledge about the history of these amazing clubs. But it looks amazing, but how does it feel? One way to find out, let's get out on the range and see how it feels. Today we have some Honma. Looking forward to this. Honma is always one of these brands that I've been trying to get on the channel and looking for the right clubs. But we'll see if this is the right club. It's an 8-iron. And let's see how we do. Let's see how it looks. All right, looks like we have some good space right here. Lining up with the camera. Yeah, right here should be great. All right, So what do we have here? Looking down at this, immediately, the first thing I notice is the contour of the top line meeting the toe. They kind of come to this like funny point. When I say funny, it's just different, but it looks good. The grooves look very, I mean, the rest of it looks just like an iron that I want to hit. The shaft is very, hey, Mr. Pinstripe suit. You know, it just has these lines on it, this navy. It's so cool looking, the gold. Honma has a way of just making things look really, really good. So the question I have, though, is Mr. LB606, do you feel as good as you look? That's the question I want to answer today. All right. The tiniest bit pulley. Wind off the right into. I mean, it felt really good. The strike was a little toey. It wasn't punishing, but I could feel it. So far so good. Honma, you know, I mean, just such a, it's kind of an iconic brand. One of those brands that I feel like is almost like a boutique brand. I'm not sure if that's fair to say. Lovely 8-iron shot there. Oh my goodness. If I got these dialed in, I'm confident. Oh my goodness, these would feel so butter. So, is it a boutique brand? And if it is that a bad thing? I don't think it is. Like, to me, this is one of those brands that you can rock and you don't need to explain yourself. It's not a mainstream, one of the big four, Titleist, Callaway, TaylorMade, or Ping, but you rock up to the course with these, you don't need any explanation. They're just like, oh, this person has, you know, some taste and has chosen Honma and is rocking that. So, again, the looks and the feel, I mean, am I being converted here to Honma? Oh my goodness, what's going to be in the bag in the future? Okay, I'm going to try a light fade here. Not sure if that's going to work with the wind. What is the wind doing? The wind is helping. Okay, so the wind is blowing downrange, so it should help a little bit. All right, we're going to do a little fade thought here and see what comes out. And that was just a push. It didn't move at all left to right. Just went straight that way. All right, swing thoughts, you see? Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Oh my goodness. One more. All the strikes are right here. One more. One more, and then we'll go back to the studio here. Oh, just so lovely. Just... I really like these. I shouldn't maybe like them so much, but I really like these. It's, they're so nice. They're not painful, they're not punishing, at least the ones that I've hit, you know, slightly out of the toe. They feel good. I mean, they look good. Are they a little too bling for my style? I need to think about that. Let's go back to the studio, and I'm excited to read your comments about the Honma 606 in the comments below. This feels amazing. In that footage, I was watching it back on the range. I hit the last shot fat, but I already queued up all the stuff I want to talk about, so I just started talking about it. I'm like, maybe I should have acknowledged it was fat. Either way, I'm doing it now. This club, okay, it feels good. It feels like it's 10 years old. It feels that good. Like if someone told me that this came out in 2015, I would have been like, oh yeah, okay. The making of this video, it's 2026 for those of you in the future. So this club, this iron feels amazing. It feels like it should. And it has this really cool shaft and it looks really cool. I mean, it's not like the most bling look at me thing on the planet, but it looks like it's going to hold its own, like a legitimate golf club, and it looks cool. Okay. So Honma, I'm going to explain these kind of American like perceptions and ideals that are prevalent, especially here in the Midwest. Okay. I live in Wisconsin at the making of this video, 2026. Here in the Midwest, there's this like, Every American is going to pull their own weight. We're all in this together. We're all going to live a modest life. Okay, occasionally somebody's going to do well. They started their own business and they're going to go out and buy an expensive car. Like because Honma collaborates with Bugatti. So let's just use Bugatti as an example, okay? And so there's certain people like me, when I see somebody with a Bugatti, I'm like, oh, they must have worked hard. They started their company. They must have earned that. Occasionally, that you hear people who have a different opinion, like, I look at those spoiled kids who just inherited all that money. They didn't earn that. But the idea is that you can earn wealth, okay? And so we don't subscribe to this like monarchy, like, you were born superior to everybody else, okay? We don't subscribe to that here in America. It's not a popular thought here in America. So this like error of I'm better than you, that kind of doesn't strike a chord with a lot of Americans. They're just like, no, we're all created equal. So when you look at an expensive brand like Honma, an ultra luxury brand like Honma, who is collaborating with Bugatti, is kind of like, I don't want to be seen with this. I don't want to have this like, I'm better than everybody else air to me. It's just, give me some pings. Ping is started by an engineer. They try to keep their prices down, but they have a lot of overhead. I get it. Ping, prices go up. I'm the old man who's like, I remember when golf clubs weren't so expensive. Yeah, but well, inflation, that's just how life is. All golf clubs. Everything is more expensive now. So Honma as a brand never screamed to me, never called to me. It was just like, I was like, oh, let them do that. And there is a bias there, and I am biased against Honma. And when I hit this, I'm like, oh, okay, I have to acknowledge they make a good club. Do I subscribe to that ultra premium, look at me, I'm better than everybody else Honma brand? No, I don't. Even just dripping in wealth, I don't know if I would ever just be like, what are the most expensive clubs I can buy? $30,000 for a set? Yes, I will take a $30,000 set of golf clubs. And then duff them around the course like I do? No, give me an American brand, down to earth that everybody else has. Okay, I don't need anything. I don't want to be special. Give me a Mustang. I don't need a Bugatti. Okay, that's kind of my personality. And all of you watching will have different personalities. Some of you will be like, oh, I sold my company. I don't mind being seen with my fellow, associates sporting a $30,000 club set or some expensive Honmas. Yeah, okay. I get that. I'm not criticizing anybody. I'm just saying for me, Honma is not a brand that I'm interested in. But now it gets interesting because now we open up the can of worms of like, or the vault of like, wait a second, I can get used clubs at an affordable price and I don't look like some arrogant, look at me, I'm better than everybody else person on the golf course and I can enjoy these. All of a sudden that presents an interesting proposition and I might be sold on it. Look for some old Honmas. I want to explore this more. I don't have a conclusion for you. I can't say definitively if these are going to be in my bag or not, but they're interesting to me. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about golf clubs and Honma in particular? I know that other brands have come out with kind of premium clubs like the Callaway Hawkeye, right? So excited to read your thoughts and comments. Honma, ultra premium. Where are you on the spectrum? Are you a Bugatti person or a Mustang person? People are going to write all about Ed Bullion. Have you watched him with his Bugatti? It's a pretty cool channel. Anyway, excited to read your thoughts in the comments below. As usual, I need to thank all the people on Patreon who support this channel. Thank you for your support. Together, we've created the largest video catalog of vintage golf clubs on YouTube. I really appreciate everybody's support. Another way you can support this channel is by visiting my Amazon shop. I'll put a link in the description below. I am an Amazon associate. I make proceeds from qualifying purchases. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe. I am The Vintage Golfer.